We haven't even done this one yet. Fuck you.
I didn't say anything, did I? The live viewers got all that abuse that you just give me.
Good.
Even if it's not edited, if it's not edited out on the podcast, everyone's going to know because I'm going to leave that in for the YouTube as well.
The YouTube.
The berating me.
Are we ready?
Oh fucking hell! I suppose.
The enthusiasm.
I was going to do something now on my computer before we started. Can't remember what it is. Let's go.
Are we good?
As good as we normally are.
Hey, I'm just looking here. Dave's obviously been watching some TV show about networking.
I remembered what I was going to do now. I was going to check the emails.
If he checks his spelling on that.
Oh.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 266 for March the 28th, 2025. My name is Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Dave.
Hello.
And on my right by Neil.
Hello.
Hello.
I can hear weird noises. And sounds like
Oh, yeah?
sounds like I'm at a Formula One race in the background. I'm like, what the fuck is that noise? That's weird.
What is it?
I don't know.
Do you ever not have things going wrong with your PC?
There's nothing wrong with my PC. It's like
I know you're in
it's in the
such
background.
denial about this. Like, every day there's something going quirky about your rig.
It's not my PC.
Or something not working.
It's not my PC. It's just PCs in general that are weird.
It's so in denial. It's unbelievable.
There's nothing wrong with my PC.
What was going wrong yesterday you were talking about? You were talking about something was going wrong. It wasn't Hunt. It was something else.
No, Hunt fucking did go wrong. Was that yesterday?
Yeah, I know.
I played on...
Oh, well, you were talking about the VRAM the other day.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. That was some...
The VRAM issue. But didn't you have another game you were playing and something went a bit screwy? I can't remember.
Well, Avowed was crashing, but I've sorted that out.
There we go. Oh, yeah, okay.
Lord's in the chat. He says, good evening, boys. Welcome back, Lord. It's good to hear from you again.
Yes, that was a nice surprise.
Yeah, I have been wondering. It was literally bizarre because a couple of weeks ago I was like, I haven't heard from Lord in ages. That's weird because he used to be quite regular, and all of a sudden, he's back.
There you go.
And he's subbed because he's an absolute legend.
He is a legend. Well, welcome to the show, everyone. Sorry, we're derailing a bit there from the start, but I think we're in one of those moods tonight where I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think any of us want to do a show today.
Well, I don't know about that.
Oh, here he goes. Neil's going to defend himself, even though he just whatever.
I didn't say I didn't want to do a show, did I?
Huh? You were sort of going on about being knackered. Not that you didn't want to do.
I
a
am
show.
knackered.
Sorry.
Well, you know, I'm always knackered on a Friday.
I'm full and half cut and.
What's this all
Nothing
normal?
works.
This is all normal show talk. What are you talking about?
Anyway, we're here and we're doing a show. Everyone all right? Besides being knackered?
Fat from the curry house. Went for a Ruby after work. Had a couple of, 3 days in a row. I've been very busy at work. I mean, I'm very busy. That means I'm physically very exhausted because I've had to do a lot of manual labour. And I'm an old man now.
Christmas busy or?
Well, it felt like Christmas. It's Mother's Day this weekend for those in the UK, which is obviously Flower Central on Plant Central at Tesco's and multiple other retailers. So we have that going on, but I haven't had to deal with that. I've just had to deal with the people who are normally working with me on fruit and vegetables are just filling flowers all day. So I'm on my own on one of the busiest days of the week. Well, not really.
Oh my.
Is it an easy transition from fruit and veg to flowers?
Well, we are the same department, so I do flowers on a Sunday, but only for like an hour and a half, maybe. And then I just get on with filling bananas over and over again because it's fucking busy. Did you know bananas?
What's your favourite veg?
That's not a veg.
Or fruit.
We've had some pretty spectacular courgettes lately. They've been marrow sized almost. That's quite impressive. Yeah.
I mean, everyone
loves
right?
wielding a butternut squash, a comedic butternut squash, don't they? We've had some very odd shaped baking potatoes. I can tell you, they've got like either. Oh, the Swedes have looked like bums recently, and like down to having a little bit of a hairy crack, and the baking potatoes have had like weird little compressions in one end, and they look like, I don't know, like plasticine faces or something. Like they've got little dots like for 2 eyes, and then just like mangled up like mouth and stuff. They look very odd. Comedic
You sound really
vegetables.
busy at work. Like, you sound like you're absolutely rammed up.
Well, I have to take off the stuff that no one's going to buy, so like that looks
Well,
weird.
that's- you-
What
Sorry,
potatoes are the baking potatoes?
I don't know what particular brand they are. I haven't looked at the variety. They're usually
Well, yeah, variety.
a
yeah.
Melody or an Estima. Usually is a variety of baking potatoes. I think Melody's quite common nowadays in the Tesco's.
Hmm.
One you never heard of because no one buys them by bag because they're shit potatoes.
Oh, and they sell them as bakers.
Yeah. We've had some fucking gigantic baking potatoes recently.
Are they good
Like-
baking potatoes, or are they better?
I don't
potatoes
buy
to
them. I
have
can't
baked?
tell you. I don't buy
Oh.
loose baking potatoes, but there was
Well,
some.
you should know. Like, what if I was a customer and I said,
There was some
"Excuse
that are the
me,
size of honeydew melons.
excuse me." I come in.
Well,
I'll pretend.
I-
Like, we'll role play. I'll
on
pretend. I'll
then.
come in. I'll go. Excuse me, old man. Could you tell me, please, what type of potatoes the baking? Are these baking potatoes any good?
I can tell you that people who speak like that to me call me young man, even though I'm not.
Your
don't
fucking
know.
potatoes, are they any good or what?
They're acceptable. Personally, I'd rather use a red or a Maris Piper, a good sized Maris Piper for baking potatoes. Personally, but if you want to buy the loose baking potatoes because you only want one or two, knock yourself out, love.
Could you get one down for me, please?
Yeah, what are you, like 2 foot tall?
Anyway,
We're pretty good at customer service in our place.
I can tell.
Lord
Right,
says
I'm from that,
every time
yeah.
he goes to the supermarket, he picks up a cucumber and waves it around. We had some less than fresh courgettes the other day, and they'd gone a bit. I was like, these look a bit prosthetic, if you know what I mean. They had a bit of a wobble on them, and I was like, it wasn't like floppy, but it was like this could definitely be
It's
mistaken.
turning.
If this was a different colour, it could be mistaken. Let's put it that way.
I bought a bag of onions yesterday, and I used the first onion straight away last night for my cooking. And yeah, it wasn't in the best of health. It was a bit mushy. I mean, I still used
Ooh,
it.
mushy onions. That's not good. I
Well,
wouldn't
yeah.
use a mushy onion.
Why?
It was just
It was a
mushy.
bit mank.
They're supposed to be
Right,
quite
okay.
firm.
No, I understand that. It was still edible. It's all right.
It's when
It'll
it
be-
starts smelling a bit vinegary. That's when it's.
Yeah, it wasn't that.
No.
No, I wasn't going to be.
Was
too
there any
precious.
green
It was
shoots coming out the top of it?
No,
It's definitely
it wasn't.
past its best when that happens. Or
Yeah.
you get some random ones that are like that. But,
Yeah, it was all right. Anyway,
it's
it was all
seeding
just.
or something.
was
It's
just
it's starting to
cooked
grow
into-
a new fucking
cooked
plant,
into-
onion plant.
It was cooked into a chili. It didn't matter. Like, so,
That's fine. Can't taste anything once you put it in the chili.
yeah, it's fine. We don't have any football, do we?
No, because it's the same as last week. Because fuck all's happened, other than
I know,
England
I know.
won 2 games.
I looked and I was like,
How did,
oh, no, I've done
how did
really
Canada get
badly
on?
again.
How did Canada get on in their Nations League?
They beat America the other day. I think they ended up third or
Wow.
something in their group.
Who can't beat America? That's not much of a fucking claim to fame, is it?
Hey, let's go! It's already started.
Yes. Put the boot in on the Yanks.
We do
This
have
is their
football
golden
this-
generation, did you know? Apparently, this is the best they've ever been, and they're still shit.
I think I was told.
beat, can't even beat fucking Canada.
I didn't even know
or
that
Panama.
game. I mean, honestly, I'll put my hands up. I had no idea that game was going on. But then suddenly I saw a news article which was going on about possibility of Pochettino going back to Tottenham.
Yeah.
I was
What's
like,
that?
Jesus, it must not be happening in America then.
Mm.
Yeah. Anyway, all right.
Yeah.
Let's. What have we got on the discords then? We have some stuff here for some people. Where is the team chat? Show comments, questions. That's
Starts
what I
from
need.
Paul, our friend, just wondering. Started it off before I posted again. He's ahead of the game nowadays. But just before we go on, Lord just says he's enjoyed catching up on the shows he's missed this week.
Yeah,
I assume
actually,
he's talking about our shows.
Lord is ahead of Paul here in the one because he posted that "Would you rather?"
Oh,
book.
you did, didn't he? Yeah.
Would you rather have a drawer full of useful leads and plugs, but they were always blimmin' tangled and it took ages to find what you needed, or have wireless technology but the batteries wore out super regularly, so you were forever replacing them?
I feel like I've got both these things.
I mean, I always like wired over wireless, so I'll probably go for that one.
I've got
It
definitely got a big
bugs
box
me
of
that
wires,
neither one of those is a good answer.
and they are all tangled. Mine,
Yeah,
as is
literally
tradition. Even though
both things
when
are
you put
true.
them in there, you do make an effort to put them all nice and tidy and wind them, not super wound so that they're like going to damage them, but you like do that thing around your arm or whatever, so that they're sort of wound, and then you put them in so there's a good bit of space in there, and you put them in, and the next time you come back, a load
They're
of
all
other
jangled.
wires have managed to fucking tangle up with them. We're like, what the fuck happened here?
It's a viper's nest, yeah. I'm lucky. I got in the last few years or whatever. I grew up and I started every time I put wires or something away. Now I sort of tie wrap them or whatever. I put a little wrap around them to hold them.
Have you got like all your cable ties that you've had in all of your computer parts that you've ever bought forever? They've got another box of just cable ties.
Just those little metal,
they're super long ones that are about
Yeah,
like
there's
2 feet long.
Well, the thing is, every loaf of bread we get has like one of those metal twist ties. You know, like a metal
that is
plastic
retro,
wrap twist
isn't it?
tie. Yeah. So I have hundreds of them. So now I just use them all.
You can't put them around a big bundle of wires though. You ain't getting that round
You
like
can.
20
You can take 2 of them.
meters
You
of
take
Ethernet
2 of
cable
them.
or whatever.
You take 2 of them and you twist them together to make a longer one.
Oh, yeah. Well, remember what I was saying about
Cable ties, right? You can do that with
first
cable
couple of
ties,
yards
right?
are in your head.
Put the end of one cable tie into the receptacle of the other cable tie, and you create bigger cable ties, right?
Are you talking about the ones that you have to cut to get rid of?
I'm talking about 2 things there. The first one is just like those thin piece of wire wrapped in a little bit of plastic, and
that's what I'm thinking.
What I would call like a twist tie, right?
Right. For you and your fancy terminology.
Then you have cable ties or cable wraps.
They're the ones that you use to tie people down.
Cut down your circulation and all that sort of shit. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Any more on that, Dave? Were you going to say something?
No. Both things are true. Just literally, yeah. I've got just drawers and drawers full of wires, and
I did bin
always
fucking
need
loads of
batteries.
wires a couple of years ago. I took so many, I was just like, this is ridiculous. I'm never going to use this fucking VGA cable. Or
Yeah.
what's the other one? DVI. Who the fuck is using a DVI? You can't get monitors with DVI inputs or outputs or whatever on your fucking. Your PC doesn't have a DVI on it anymore. That was the best at some point.
Yeah, I did find a SCART lead.
Oh yeah, I've definitely binned all of my SCART
to-
leads as well.
To something else. I found one of those in a bag. I've got one of those old IKEA big duffel bag.
Oh yeah.
Just with wires in the loft, and I was
I've got-
searching
I've
through
got
it.
a
And it's like, why do I need a
box.
SCART? Well, I've put it back in the fucking
Got
bag.
like not a tray fast, but like a big one, a big plastic crate you buy from Tesco's. A lidded crate with all my wires in, and it's quite old because it's got a fucking hole in the bottom of the box now. I think I might have put too many wires in it.
But
Whether the wires eaten through the box
Yeah,
or something.
there's so many wires in there. I've got some quality. Well, thing is, when I was into my hi-fi, I've still got my. I think they're Cambridge Audio. They're yellow cable audio interconnects from like I don't know your CD player to your amp. And I'm like they're
RCA
like
cables.
unidirectional ones, like so you have to put them in a certain way, sort of thing. That's how good they are.
What? That's how fucking snake oily they are.
Well, maybe, but they're yellow and they look nice.
Oh,
and
must
I'm
be
like,
good.
I have no idea if I'm ever going to use these things ever. Probably never going. But I was
Give them
like,
to
but
Dave.
I paid quite a lot of money for these, so I'm going to keep them. And all my old speaker cable, big fucking like flat 2.
Oh yeah, it's not
Big.
cheap. Good speaker
No.
cable. No.
High
you want to hang on to that.
oxygen-free copper and all that shit.
Oh yeah.
Whatever that means. Well, I guess
I
it's
don't
got
know.
no oxygen in it.
I guess.
But,
Why would it?
well, if you're going to advertise it as such, I suspect you'd have to make sure that is true.
Would you like a glass of, I was going to say oxygen-free water, but that's got lots of oxygen in it. hasn't
Yeah,
it?
well, it's got like a third oxygen, is it? I guess.
I don't know.
There's 2 hydrogen atoms for 1 oxygen, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, but hydrogen
That's
and
right.
oxygen don't weigh the same.
All right, well, I'm talking atoms here.
Hmm. Yeah. Isn't that moles or something? I don't know. Anyway, moving swiftly along before everybody leaves this show and never comes back again.
It's just getting interesting.
Paul says, are cinemas destined to go the way of the amusement arcade? Is it any longer a substantial business model? Whenever I go to the cinema, very few people seem to be buying tickets, I assume due to the cost. And like me, I guess most people take their own snacks and treats. Plus, most movies are very quickly available to stream these days.
That's the point, I think.
I think he's nailed it all there in one, hasn't he?
Well, the treats are ridiculous, but I guess the fewer people go, the more and more expensive they're going to go. Yes. If more people went to the cinema, they'd be cheaper.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I honestly think that there is a market still in towns like the one I live in. You know, we have a good population here. Why can't we have somebody open up a smaller boutique cinema, right?
We've
Somewhere
got,
in the center.
a little tiny place, which is literally, it used to be a flower shop. Well, it still is a flower shop. But what she's done, the person who owns the flower shop, is they've got like a basement, which is like, she's turned into like a mini cinema.
Mhm.
I think it's just basically got a projector and a fucking DVD player and some nice seats. And upstairs, next to the florist part, which is incredibly tiny now, is like a little bar, a boutique bar with lots of tasteful nudes on the wall and things like that.
Yeah, see,
And
you know,
sort of 60s vintage, maybe even 40s or retro vintage, 40s retro like look.
I mean, generally, there's not much that attracts me to the cinema. New stuff, but I mean, the odd old classic or something like that, maybe, you know, something that would be fun to go and watch, like Jaws or whatever it may be, or
I'd
Back
quite
to the Future. You know, those sort of events where you're going to load, you know, a small crowd of 20, 30 or whatever, 40 people.
What you
and you're
mean,
all
like at
enjoying-
Leicester Square? Have you been to Leicester Square? We talked about this before.
No.
Leicester Square, there's like a big screen where they have the premieres, but they've got like loads of little screens. We went and watched Ant-Man, I think it was, and it was like a 20-seat screen.
Right.
So it was really, and the seats were like super nice, but it was really odd. It was like the screen wasn't very big, obviously, but it was big for like a small room. But it was like not a cinema. It was weird, but I was like, oh, this is weird. Odd. Still fucking expensive because you're in London, obviously, but and it's Leicester Square. That was quite a unique experience cinema-wise, but honestly,
Dave's our cinema goer here. He's always going.
is he?
He
A
goes
couple
more
of
than we
times.
do.
I haven't been
What was
for
the last film you
fucking
saw at the
years.
cinema?
Oh gosh.
My wife went the other day. My wife went to the
My wife.
cinema to watch Bridget Jones's whatever it's called, Edge of Reason. Is that right? Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Something, whatever the latest one is, with her
Yeah.
friends, because they go out and do stuff.
Yeah.
Right, and that was on streaming services. So I mean, they're going as a social, right? It's
Yeah.
more a social.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I think
It's an
somewhere the
event
cinema
thing,
needs
isn't it?
to come
Yeah.
back and try and make it more of a social event rather than.
Well, maybe they should start making some good films that you want to watch.
Yeah, maybe. Well, you should let them know
Oh,
that.
good.
I mean,
They've just announced a whole load of new Marvel films. Fucking great.
have they?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Good.
that's what's fucked the cinema. Is
Well, Marvel just in
no
general.
one went to the cinema unless it was a fucking Marvel film for about 10 years. And now they stopped making them. So no one went to the fucking cinema.
Well, I think COVID killed the cinema more than anything else.
No. I think it's Marvel. Disney.
And
Fucking
streaming
Disney.
and whatever. But anyway, I think Paul pretty much summed it up in asking us his question anyway.
Yeah, the thing is, like, you can, like, I could pay 20 quid to watch a film that's at the cinema now, at home, which is still sounds insane, but you're like, well, it's still a shitload cheaper than going to the actual cinema.
Yeah. Yeah, there's options, right? That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
You know.
Cinema's
Yeah.
expensive.
And you know
It is
who sat on
expensive.
your sofa and what maybe have happened on your sofa before you sat there. Whereas when you go to the cinema, You
I never
can't
give
put
that
in-
a thought.
you're-
That's
you're
not really
putting
something I
faith
think
in,
about.
in someone
He's
else. to
off,
make-
I mean, you're off on a real tangent now. Plus,
Yeah.
you won't possibly
can't
get
see
into
what
a
you're
car
walking into
accident
usually.
on the way to the cinema. Right.
So what's the reason it's always dark in the cinema? That's what I'm saying.
Ooh, enough already.
You won't want to go in there with a black light. Put it that way.
And speaking of cinemas, Chipper Spice said, I'm going to the cinema. Well, she's pretty much responding to Paul anyway. I'm going to the cinema in New York City this weekend. So far, I only saw 2 other seats sold for a Saturday night. The Penguin Lesson.
Well, there you go. That sounds like a
going to
weird
see
film no one's going to watch
Penguin
anyway.
Lessons. Steve Coogan.
Oh, right. I've heard of him.
Yep.
Which one's this then? I can't remember. I remember
Something
hearing
about a teacher in Argentina who adopts a penguin or something like that and changes his life.
what, the penguin's life?
But both, I guess.
Like, well, yeah, I suppose. I can see that.
Chipper also says, yes, sir. What are Fraser's plans for his birthday weekend? It's my birthday on Sunday.
Happy birthday for Sunday.
Thanks. Bizarrely, the only thing I have planned, I'm sure I'll squeeze in some like breakfasts out or something, or maybe even a dinner out.
Maybe a trip to the cinema.
No, I don't want to go to the cinema. Actually, only thing I want to do this weekend is I want to go driving with my son. So my son's learning to drive. So I'm trying to get him. He needs to get some experience. So I want to try and get, I said to him, look, let's get the car
Yeah.
filled up this weekend.
What
and then,
car are you
road
taking
trip.
him out in?
And then go in my car. That's fine. He can drive
Are
my
you
car.
mental?
No. It's all right. It's just a car. And then, he can drive that. He's been driving.
What's a 3
around
litre?
today. So,
You don't learn to drive in a fucking 3 litre V6.
supercharged 3-liter V6.
All right, fucking hell, supercharged.
He does.
You drive in a
I got him-
fucking Vauxhall Corsa alike.
You guys this is the new world over here. All right. You guys can all. I tell you what. This is not funny, by the way. But I read a news article today that
I'm
said
gonna
1
try
in
not to
3
laugh
children.
here.
You're not going to laugh at this one.
Okay.
I read a news article today that said 1 in 3 children are basically classed as living in poverty in England or in the UK. Like
1 in 3?
1 in 3. That was like literally the thing I read this morning. It hasn't gone off my mind all day. Like literally, what the fuck is going on over there? 1 in 3. That's how.
Where
that's
is there must be a lot of kids in one place or a few places.
Maybe I didn't dig too deep into the into it.
I don't know
but
what that is. In the
like,
chat.
even if it was 1 in 10, somebody said, you know what, 10% of children in the UK live in poverty.
That's bad, isn't it?
I'd be like, that's not great. That's really bad. 1 in 3, like I'm staggered. Like,
It's too many kids. Clearly,
well,
we should go down the Chinese route. One per. Well, that's how you end up with quite a lot of kids in poverty, probably.
you end up with quite a few girls drowned in the River Thames.
Yeah. Well, at least they won't be in poverty.
Every cloud,
Wow.
Looking on the bright side and all that.
Okay. Let's move on from that one then.
Obviously, not
so-
endorsing child murder.
Really?
Look, I have to say that out loud. There we go.
Infanticide. Okay,
Yeah.
good. The Seal podcast does not endorse infanticide. Endorse, that's right, isn't it? Yeah, so that's about it. I don't think I'm gonna be doing much else. Just chilling out.
No pinball.
No.
Spoil yourself.
No, again, it's one of those things like I
Too
could go
old,
down
can't
and
be
do
arsed
something.
now.
I'm too old and can't be arsed to do anything. You guys know what I'm talking about. They keep asking me, what do you want for your birthday? Peace and quiet. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Fucking peace and quiet.
How about you all leave me alone and
out
stop
and
fucking
leave me
hassling me
alone,
about my birthday for a day?
Don't buy me anything and then let me bitch and moan when you don't buy me anything.
Yes, that's it. Grumpy old man.
Some cheese.
I was watching some Dylan Moran, a comedy special on YouTube, and he was saying like the man of the house is like a force to be reckoned with, and he's got a very real presence. He's not regarded as a man though, like because you get it around Christmas and birthdays when everyone runs around going, "What do we get him?" We've got no idea because no idea. Nobody knows what the man of the house wants because they don't. Like, it's not regarded as.
We don't
real
engage
human
with him most of the year.
Yeah.
No.
It's like, what's this guy fucking moaning about now?
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
It's like being given a what's it called? Secret Santa, and you've just been given a name of somebody to buy something for. And you're like, I don't know this person. I don't know what they want.
Yes, they're getting a dildo. Always goes down well.
Nice. Thank you, Chipper, for asking. And I think I did see a card from Chipper arrive this week, so I'm looking forward to opening that. Thank you very much. Chinny says Fraser sounds a bit like Martin Brundle. Have a good show. I don't think I said. Do I sound like Martin Brundle?
I don't know. Are you
listened
from King's Lynn? Did you listen to Martin Brundle after Ginny wrote that?
Yes, after I read that, I went. I thought I know what Martin Brundle sounds like. I don't think I sound like Martin Brundle. And then I watched something with Martin Brundle just before the show. He's got quite a very thick, entrenched English accent. I don't think I'm that.
Well, you don't sound English.
Well, I mean, it's difficult.
You
for me
sound
to
like
say.
a North American.
Well, there you go. Sure, it's Martin Brundle.
I don't know. I don't know what he meant by that. I guess it's maybe the inflections. I don't know. I don't know
Maybe
it's because you're always banging about Formula One. Never stop talking about Formula One.
Non-stop. That's all we have. Anyway, Chinny, thank you. Good to hear from you, mate. That's all we have for listeners. I suppose we should move on.
Dave's done his job.
What?
He's been moderating because I was like, I can't even fucking find the things to do that, but he's done it.
That's why I was looking confused for the last couple of minutes. We're trying to find out how to do it.
It is one of those.
I finally
days,
got around to the fucking chat. I was like, oh, he's deleted it. Right.
Let's move on then to what we've been doing. I'll start, shall I? Why not?
Go on, you are the boss.
On Sunday, I was on the Veteran Gamers.
Oh, yeah.
That was fun.
I listened.
Yeah, thanks, mate. With Stu and Ben, which was a pleasure. Yeah, good fun.
Giving it large to Ben, weren't you? Like giving him the big ups.
Oh, he's all right, Ben, isn't he?
Yeah,
you
he's
know?
all right.
Yeah,
I think he might have followed us on YouTube.
Yeah, I think
We
so.
had an email. Anyway.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so that was fun. Yeah, it was nice to catch up with Stu and talk to Ben for the first time, really.
I see you went to the effort of playing some couple of games because you were on the Veteran Gamers, was it?
Well, Stu sent me.
You're going to talk about this week, are you?
No, I might fuck. Stu sent me one game to play for the Play My Game bitch that they do. I can't remember, what did I talk about? Laura Lee and Animal Well, probably, wasn't it?
Yeah, Animal Well, which you've never spoken about on here. Well, you may have done, not very often. And your FIFA 98.
Yeah, that was awful. It wasn't FIFA 98. It was Fear, FA 98.
That was like there was the big thing was like, don't quite know why they called it this. It's like, it's a play on FIFA 98. Obviously, it's a football game, but it's not.
Oh,
FIFA.
Is it FIFA?
Yes.
FIFA. Well, they have a massive space in between the Fear and the.
Was it just one space? Probably not like a massive space. It's just one space.
Oh, I don't know. Anyway, I couldn't wrap my head around.
But FIFA 98 was a good one, I think. I think FIFA 98 was quite highly rated back in the old days.
Possibly.
Probably had Wayne Rooney on the cover.
Anyway, the VG, being on VG was a nice change, nice surprise to get it asked.
I've got a bone to pick with you, actually.
Oh, jeez. I mentioned you a few times, didn't
I? You did do that, and it's not about that.
Oh,
but we do. You get Dave to do the outro every week, right? And you always just say, well, fucking do this. And you didn't even fucking say, we just go to sealpodcast.com when you were on the Veteran Gamers. It could have been easy. You're just like, we do this, and we do that. Just go to sealpodcast.com. It's all there.
Oh, okay.
I've made it easy for you, and you didn't even fucking.
I failed you, Neil.
I
have failed you.
It was enjoyable anyway to listen to. So
here we go. And okay, I got to put on my suit of armor now for this one. Yeah, both my cars went in for a service this week.
Oh dear.
My cars, my wife's car, of course, went in. That was fine.
It's not really a car, is it?
Truck.
Not really a truck either, is it? A tank.
Yeah,
I wouldn't call it a tank.
That went in.
It's a superfluous vehicle.
Yeah, although she does haul a lot of stuff in it, so I'll give her that. If she was, she's
she should do. She should get a Cybertruck or something.
I saw a Cybertruck today.
Did it have feces on it?
No, I couldn't see. It was too far away. So yeah, no worries with my wife's car. She just had a service, and I put my
Got away
car
with
in.
another one. Got away with another one.
I didn't get away with it though, did I?
Oh dear.
Oh, jeez, no. And I'm kicking myself as well because
Could you
I
have
put my
bought a new car with the amount of money you just spent to get yours replaced, repaired?
no chance. No, it wasn't that bad. But it was a nice bill, a nice eye-watering bill anyway that I wasn't expecting. Yeah, I
Wait,
needed
did
a
you have
new
to
wheel.
walk into the bank to get the money out? Did you?
Yes, we had to go into the
And
bank.
they were like, and the bank's like, oh,
Yeah.
is it a car service in time
Hello,
again? So I
Mr.
haven't
Rose.
seen you for a while.
So yeah, that's all done. Wheel bearing, front left wheel bearing, which annoyed me. I was annoyed at myself because around about October, I put my snow tires on, and then I noticed the noise, and I was like, "Wow, these snow tires are noisy." Because I've had snow tires before that are really
You
noisy.
didn't ignore a noise, did you, on your car?
Well, the thing is, like the snow tires I used to
Oh.
have on my previous car. This is the first time I've put these snow tires on, and the previous set of snow tires I had were really noisy. Like you put them on, I couldn't wait to
Well,
get them off.
They've got
in the
spiky
spring.
stuff in tyres, haven't they?
No, it's just the composition of them's different. They're not built for comfort or whatever. They're built to stop you killing yourself in snow.
So you put them on, it's like, oh, that sounds weird. It sounds like it's rattling and a grinding noise coming from the wheel.
Well, yeah, I was like, oh,
It
man,
can't
these
possibly
snow-
be that.
I was like, these snows are shit. I can't wait to get these snows off. And yeah, and it turned out it wasn't the tires; it was the bearing was going. And I guess it's just one of those
Oh.
things. The more you don't notice it, and it's just slowly getting worse. And I think if you're the primary driver, right, you just over time, it's just like it just gets worse, and you just
It's like-
adapt to it.
Yeah, I've got a great story here about this.
Well, you
but-
could just so anyway. I'll get to your story. We'll just get to your story, and I'll just finish off this. So yeah, so he did that. He did that. He goes, I got to keep it for another day. I got to do the wheel bearing. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then he goes, He phoned up. He goes, I'm spending more of your money. I went, oh no. And he was like, oh yeah, he's got to do the tie rods had to be done and the brakes. So
Yeah,
I
what,
mean, whatever.
changing pads and discs or
I
like
don't know.
not fluids
just
or
pads.
some shit.
No, just pads. Just
Yeah,
pads.
that's pads. Pads wear and tear. You expect it every now and again.
Of course, yeah. Look, hey,
I
shit
mean,
needs
disc
to
is
be
wear
done,
and
or
tear,
whatever.
effectively, but
Yeah,
hopefully
yeah,
they
no,
don't
that's
need
fine.
doing
You
quite
know
as
what?
often.
Anyway, it was a sort of it was like I say, it was a little bit more money than I was expecting. Quite a lot more money than I was expecting to fork out for it. But I'll tell you what, though.
It feel good now.
When I got in it and drove it away, I was like, oh my god, this thing is quiet again. Oh, it felt great. It's beautiful.
It's like your first time all over again, was it?
There is something magical about when you get your motor back from the mechanics, right, and everything's fixed. Like it feels
for the
like
next
a new
10
car,
miles, it
yeah.
feels like a brand new one, and then you remember
Yeah.
all of how shit.
And then you
all the
get used to
shit
it,
is.
yeah. And then you go, oh shit, all this other stuff is still wrong with it.
Yeah.
Then you
Oh,
misjudge
lots,
a corner and just hit the curb with the front tire. Yeah, fuck.
Oh, I guess it had an alignment done too, so that probably helped to the driving. And it locks now, which it wasn't before. It hadn't locked for like 6 months, so now it's
Canada.
locking again. Which is whatever.
No one's nicking a Jag, apparently.
There are nick cars over here. Well, they do, but they have to be really new.
I just borrow them and then apologise when you ask them for it back.
They have actually. There's a real spate of thefts on new cars,
Range
right?
Rovers.
New cars, new trucks, all that sort of stuff. High value. My
Right.
car's not high value, right? Whatever.
Well, new cars
That-
cost a lot,
that's
generally.
New
that's
cars
theft-
do cost a
theft
lot.
on
Cost a little
order,
bit more
that's-
than they used to, don't
They
they? Or is that
will,
just in
they will.
America?
It's all going to change everywhere, I think. Anyway, go and
Yeah.
tell us about your car.
Well, a noise-related story. On my I had an Astra SR, not an
this
SRI.
isn't an old
This is
story.
This is an old story, right?
Oh, okay.
And I remember-
SRI.
No, it
Was it
wasn't an
white?
SRI. No, I
Oh.
didn't have the SRI. They were always white with red light letters on.
Or red
I
with
had-
white.
I had a red SR, which was not injection. It was a 1.6, and I was quite young when I had this car.
Oh,
I really
that's
liked
alright.
that car.
1.6.
Was
When
it-
you were young, when we were in our age, a 1.6 was a big motor.
It was, wasn't it? Because I had a 1.3 Astra before that, so it was a big upgrade.
I was a
to
1.3. I was always jealous of my mate's Escort 1.6.
I had a fucking spoiler on my SR, obviously, on the back. It wasn't GTE, obviously. The GTEs were a primo. They were fucking nice, GTEs. I had the SR, and didn't have alloys though. It had steel wheels, but it was weird. They just had like didn't have a full hubcap. It just had like a cover over where the bolts were, but so it had
Oh,
like
yeah, okay.
fancy steels. But yeah, I had this funny noise that only occurred at low speeds. I was like, it's weird. The faster I go, the less it makes noise. And eventually, I got around to like getting it checked, and it turns out I only had one fucking nut left on one of my wheels because the
No
others were
way.
fucking rolling around inside the fucking little hubcap. I was like, fucking hell, that could have been quite bad.
Wow. Yeah, that could be very bad. Holy shit! Who tightened your
Yeah.
lug nuts?
Fuck knows. Well, that's what I mean. You go to places, you get shit done, and then you just assume it's fine, don't you? And then I was
Yeah.
like, it's weird. Every time I slow down, there's this weird grinding noise. And then it stops. And then when you get faster, it doesn't make it anymore. It's just like really weird. And then when I took the hubcap off, the little sort of mini hubcap thing off, I was like, oh, they just went clunk, clunk, clunk. I was like, that's really shit. That's like super shit. So yeah, always check your nuts. Works in
Yeah, I
later
suppose, I
years as
mean-
well as younger years.
Yeah, I do. So if I do change my own tires every season. So I'll change them, torque them, and then come back a day later and torque them again, just to be safe, to make
Yeah.
sure.
That's proper dad stuff that I don't even do.
Thing
that,
is, when you've got
honestly.
alloys, if you lose a nut on an alloy, you can generally notice it because it's not there anymore. It's
Yeah, I
lost,
understand.
lost.
Yeah. Yours are you had a
They were
like,
hidden.
you had a nut containment
Yeah.
method there.
It was like it wasn't a scrotum, obviously, because it wasn't a scrotum.
Those are your car's scrotums.
I had 4 of them, 4 scrotums. But yeah, that was a bit scary when I finally discovered. I was like, shit, that's been going on too long for me to have been driving around like that.
The reason I have a torque wrench, actually, Dave, is from my motorbike days, not from my car days. So from changing bike wheels. So there you go. You're
I
right.
don't do that. Oh no, I'm stretching. Oh, God.
You've been down the gym this week?
I went yesterday. What day is it? Friday.
Come on, let's have some
Friday.
Dave time. Dave, tell us what you've been up to. Come on.
Not a lot. I don't know. I've been slightly under the weather this week.
Oh dear.
So yeah, no, I've only been to the gym once this week so far.
What's been wrong with you? What ails you?
Just stomach issues, really. Just bad stomach all week. So which is fun to talk about. My boss called me up and said, "Why haven't you been in the office?" Because like we're supposed to be in the office twice a week.
Oh, this is the lie you told him.
No, it's not. It's the truth. It's like actually I've had a pretty bad stomach, and when I'm at home, I don't mind running off to the toilet unexpectedly, but when it's in the office, it's a bit embarrassing.
Bit grim, innit?
Yeah.
I definitely don't want to use the work toilets when I'm at work. Not for that number 2s.
Ours are alright. It's an office block, but yeah, it's just the fact that like I would just be sitting there and like run.
Oh, I've got to remember
Yeah.
that as well.
What's that?
That just reminded me. Oh, toilets.
Right.
Because I went to the
dear.
quiz,
We're
pub
talking
quiz
about
last
toilets
night.
now.
So I don't know if I talked about this. Like, it was the boot pub quiz at the end of the month. So I went to the boot
What
pub
is it with
quiz.
you and toilet talk?
Well, it just reminded me. Like, I don't know if I talked about it last time. I meant to talk about it last time because they installed a new thing in the toilets when I go to the pub, the boot pub. When you go to the urinals, it's not a wall urinal. Like, they're a bit old fashioned, isn't it? You don't get your wall urinals anymore, do you? You don't
I don't think they build wall urinals.
No, I don't think
right?
that's if they don't put them in nowadays, do they? Where you literally stand and piss against the fucking wall with a drain at the bottom of it,
Oh right.
which was
no,
pretty
you
common
can't-
back in the days. You still
Yeah,
find them in
and-
old pubs.
Oh, of course
Yeah.
you do, and they're pretty impressive, really. They're like full, like ceramic, right, or whatever,
Well,
or
Yeah.
tile,
stainless
huge
steel
tiles,
usually,
things or
probably,
whatever.
I think.
Well, I mean, no. Then they move to the troughs, right? Which the troughs,
Yeah.
there's nothing nice about the troughs.
Yeah.
No.
But an old
But-
school, like nice, tiled sort of piss wall. That pub we went to in,
The Samaritan, I think that had a stand
I
against
think
the wall
that had
pisser.
yeah, I think that one had one, right?
Well, you can get more people. You can get a greater quantity
Yeah.
of people pissing at the same time versus like
Much
3
better.
urinals.
Yeah,
Everyone can get nice and cosy while they go for a piss.
it's to sprinkle the shoes a bit.
It's
that's the
usually
problem.
quite cold in the gents. You might want to in the middle of winter. You might want to all stand close together and feel the
Snuggle up.
warmth of your urine.
Shake hands. Yeah.
Keeps your hands warm. Anyway, so they had new style urinals when you have like, I don't know what, the hang on the wall jobs basically. Not like, I don't
Yeah,
know, whatever.
yeah.
So yeah, it's like a pisser on
The
the wall.
single urinal.
Yeah. Each to their own. But what they've installed, at work we have these things, but they put like this little piece of like plastic across the drainage part, which is
Right.
supposed to freshen it, I think, as you
Okay.
or stop the smell coming back up.
Yep. None of this is groundbreaking.
But
Go on.
what they've got at the boot is they've got that little layer, and what they've
Please don't
installed
tell me
on
they've
top
got
of
the
that,
one with the. Don't say it's the football.
they've got a football, a goal with a little football dangling.
Have you not seen
underneath.
those before?
No, I was like, what the fuck? Where did these come
I've never
from?
seen them.
Oh, yeah, they were like World Cups. They appear in all the bars over here. And stuff like that.
So you're like, obviously you've got to piss against the football, haven't you?
Yeah.
And it goes blah, 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 blah,
Oh,
like
my
flapping
God,
out.
you're fucking-
I was
won the
having
lottery
a
coming back
whale
to
of a
the toilet.
time in there.
Your missus is asking why you're so happy when you
Yeah.
came back from the toilet.
More beer. I need more beer.
Yeah. I need to go for another piss. I've got to see if I can beat Peter Schmeichel. So yeah,
The little things, isn't it?
maybe we go into the toilet. It was a little thing.
Hey.
There we go. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'd never
What
seen him before. I was like, oh, that's quite good.
What else have you been up to?
Me?
Yeah.
I watched a few.
Well, Dave's.
things.
Oh no, Dave didn't talk about his one thing
Oh,
he
he
has
didn't?
on there.
No.
Sorry, we cut him off there.
That's all right. I've been watching the TV series season 2, Severance.
Season
Mhm.
2.
Season 2, it's just finished. So
It's all out now, isn't it? So have you? Yeah,
All
obviously
out.
you've paid for a month of Apple TV, so you can spam it all in. one go.
yes.
course he has.
Of course I have. So yeah, like 4 or 5 episodes in. I watched the first season. Really loved it. Really loved it.
It was a weird
Um,
one, wasn't it? Well, it was. I mean, that is the idea. It is fucking weird.
Yeah.
But that last episode was like, oh, you bastards. And the first series
Um,
was like, now I really want to watch the next one and have to wait
Mm.
like 2 years.
Yeah, and that's what it. Yeah, has been a long wait. But no, it's good. I don't. The missus isn't quite up. Like she said, it's.
So you
gone a
watched the
bit
first one with
weird
you as
for her.
well?
Yes. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and
I think
you
look,
get it's more.
tell me
It's
if
more.
I'm wrong here. I
Right.
feel like our wives. I'm not going to say women in general, but I feel like our wives. Tell me if I'm wrong. They certainly become more pragmatic as they get older. Like the nonsense stuff doesn't. Like I show my wife memes and things that like you guys send me or my cousin sends me, and they don't make her laugh. She's just like, I don't get it. That's what she just says all the time. I don't get it. And it's not
It's
just
because
content.
she's not in touch with the youth like we are. She doesn't engage with the 8-year-olds on an intellectual level.
You can't handle the spicy memes.
But with the Severance, with the season 1, it was, it was all built. There was lots of questions, and obviously it on a cliffhanger. But season 2, it hasn't answered any of the questions, and
As it just doesn't relate to that
it's just
last
got
episode.
weirder
That's all.
and weirder and weirder. And yeah, I think I guess it was a bit like Lost.
Well,
when
I
that
can't.
came
No,
out, it
can't liken it to Lost. Although I guess at the time when you were along with for the ride, I didn't watch it for long
Right.
when it came out, so I wasn't like, oh, this is really weird. Ooh, what do you think's happening? Blah blah blah. By the time I was watching it, and then I just read a spoiler for what happened. I was like, well, I'm not fucking watching the rest of that, and that's fucking stupid.
It's a good show, and it's the actors are brilliant, and yeah, there's a proper sense of eeriness, but I think she's going off it. You can tell they're going off watching it when they're playing Candy Crush on their phone.
Oh yeah, that's a definite sign.
It's like when you're having sex.
I couldn't tell you.
Can you not play Candy Crush?
Because we haven't had sex in about 5 years. So.
Yeah. So I'm watching that. I will give you.
Maybe I should get her into Candy Crush.
Here, just play this for a minute.
But yeah, other than that, not a lot really. I was saying to you guys that I haven't had a drink. Well, two things. I haven't had a drink all week since last episode. It wasn't that I was hungover for a whole week. It was like I was making a concerted effort not to have a beer or any of
Not be an
alcohol.
alcoholic.
And
Good,
not having
exactly.
any alcohol. I've just realised I've been drinking most nights. So I was like, no, pack that in, see if I can do it. And I did. And also I've cut sugar out.
Mm.
All sugar.
All
I don't
sugar.
have all sugar. Well, as much sugar, artificial sugar. So I don't have any sugars in my coffees. I
haven't had
had
sugar
any.
in my drinks. Like I haven't added sugar to a drink in I don't know how fucking long.
Yeah. So
Which I think
I
is
haven't
30
had.
years.
I think I was
I haven't
probably
had any-
about your
yeah.
age, Dave, maybe a little bit younger, but not far off when I gave up sugar in my coffee.
Yeah. So no, I haven't had any Coke or Pepsi
Can't.
or.
Yeah, I don't drink much of that anyway.
Sugar in tea and coffee now. I'm just like, if someone gave me a tea or coffee with sugar, I'd be like, no.
A coffee
I'm
with
not
sugar,
fucking
I could
drinking that.
probably just about, as long as it wasn't too much. But tea,
Yeah.
I used to have tea with 2 sugars.
I haven't had any. Like I say, I haven't added sugar to a tea or coffee in fucking donkey's years.
But yeah,
So,
no, my.
where
But
else
I've
are
been
you
making
giving
up for your lack of drinking for you, Dave.
Yeah.
So go on about more about the sugar then. Where are you cutting that out?
Just not having any sweets. Like my downfall for sweets were Haribo. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I don't eat sweets either.
I used to like little packs of Haribo. It's when my daughter went Halloween trick or treat and always come back with like hundreds of little packets of Haribo with about 4 or 5 in them.
You buy your video card or whatever, you usually get a pack of Haribo in it nowadays.
I just used to nick them and just like just have a as a little munch. But then I've cut all that out. No biscuits.
I've had a few biscuits recently.
Yeah, just cutting it all out. Yeah. So
good for you.
Yeah. And the miss was like, oh, how do you feel? I was like, I don't feel any different. I said, oh, you look different. Oh, okay. Oh, I've got
You
less
look
of a
different.
belly apparently.
Ooh,
Yeah.
already in a week? Oh, maybe I'll start cutting out sugar.
I've cut out alcohol and I've cut out sugar in a week.
Surprising how have you weighed yourself?
No. No.
It's only been a week. Give him a chance.
Well, apparently he looks hot anyway. In the week.
We always knew he looked hot.
Hotter.
Hotter.
So I'm ruining it tonight with a couple of beers. So
yeah, good for you. You've earned them, mate. That's good news. That's good to hear.
But yeah, that's it. I'll carry that on. It actually hasn't been that difficult to do. I've just got to make a mental note of don't buy any alcohol.
Yeah.
Or
I bought some the other day and I didn't drink it till today. But that's because I went to the pub last night and didn't use a giraffe.
It's a bit frowned upon taking your own beer to the pub.
That was a monthly event. Ooh, that's
what have you been up to then?
So I've watched a few bits
Mr. Kahuna
this last week. I don't know why. The other night, I think my wife was out, and I think she'd asked me to do some ironing. I was just like, I ain't done any for a while, to be fair. She's kind of taken on the ironing job. So I put the telly on, and I ain't got Sky Cinema for much longer, so I was just like, better start watching all these fucking movies I downloaded and recorded. But instead of doing that, I was flicking through what was actually on the movie channels at the time, and I was like, oh, Oppenheimer's on. Missed the first, 20 minutes or whatever. So I put Oppenheimer on and watched that. Didn't actually do any ironing while I was watching that.
Like 3 hours long though, isn't it?
It's quite long.
Yeah.
But I did miss a bit of it. And I thought it ended when the bomb went off. Spoilers. They make a bomb and they explode it.
Yeah. I heard that there seemed to be
there was like another fucking hour after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I sat there and watched it anyway. Yeah, it was good.
I think most of the people I've talked, not most of the people, that's a silly way to put it, but I'm sure I've heard a few times people say half of it's great, half of it's okay. And I think it's that split between the middle, whether you like
I didn't turn it off.
Part B.
That's what I can say about it. I was like, oh, I'm going to sit here and watch it. I'm invested now, so I'm going to find out what the fuck this rest happens in this movie.
Marks out of
And
10.
I don't know, 7. Don't know why it won all those awards.
Big bag of all right.
It was okay.
Ooh,
That's,
that's it.
7 is an average, isn't it, in video game numbers? That's about right.
Yeah, I guess.
Even though 5 is actually like midpoint, so it's above average, I guess. It's well made, well acted. I don't
Doesn't
know
mean
why
it's
it
good,
went.
though.
No, exactly. However, what was good was Emily Blunt is in Oppenheimer, isn't it? It plays his wife. Is that right? It's Emily
Don't know.
Blunt. I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure
know.
it's her. But then straight after Oppenheimer was definitely Emily Blunt, and I was like, the titles came on, and I was like, oh, I haven't seen this for a while, and it's a film I've definitely mentioned before on the show. That every time I sit and start watching it, I'm like, oh, I'll just watch 10 minutes of this, and then watch the whole fucking film because I just really enjoy it. It's Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt.
See, I'm not sure if I've ever seen this. I think
Oh,
I keep
fucking-
seeing it going, I think I've seen this before and I'm not sure and I don't watch it.
It's like a roguelike.
Is that its real
form.
title? Live, Die, Repeat?
I don't know.
Edge
It
of
might be
Tomorrow?
Edge of Tomorrow, Live, Die, Repeat. I can't remember which order it goes, but I think it definitely had one title in Japan or whatever, and then or maybe North America, and then they just mashed them together to make everyone have the same one. I
I'm
think, at some
pretty
point.
sure it's based on a book.
It is,
called
yeah.
Live,
It is.
Die,
It's a
Repeat.
Japanese book, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
basically,
they wanted to Americanize it as so
Yeah.
it's like Edge of
Well,
Tomorrow and yeah.
it's a stupid action movie. And me and Sarah were talking about it afterwards, and he was like, "Yeah, but I was like, I don't want to think about it too much because you can just like, I don't need to think about it because when you start thinking about these things, like, yeah, well, if that happened, then this wouldn't have happened." He's like, "Well, no, just fucking sit there and enjoy it, and it's just stupid." But yeah,
The live, Die, Repeat is just a tagline, but they focus on it because it gives it more
because it makes you understand what the fuck is going on.
premise of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, they're fighting some alien scum who've invaded the Earth, and he kills a big alien who has the power to control time. So every time he dies, then in future he lives. He just wakes up and starts his day all over again, but knows
I'm not sure if
everything
I
that
have
happened
seen it.
beforehand. So
I have seen it. I'm overdue for watching it again.
I just fucking really, I don't know why. Like I say, I could like, oh, I've seen this before, and I'll just watch it for 10 minutes, and then just sit there and watch the whole thing because it's just fucking with the surround sound and everything. I was like, yeah, this is great. It's just a stupid action movie that just sounds great and fucking. It's quite old, I imagine, but it actually looks pretty cool, like the effects and everything. So, but yeah, that was on again, so I watched that. I'll probably watch it again next time it's on. And then I watched another fucking film, which I definitely did do the ironing while I was with him, because otherwise I'd have been in the bad books. And that was Alien Covenant, not Romulus. So it was the sequel to Prometheus, I guess, and the whatever pre Romulus. So it's the middle film of the trilogy, of the new trilogy. And it was all right. It's classic alien movie shit, I guess, or like horror movie stuff where a bad thing's definitely happening. Someone's a little bit shady, and there's a little bit of a, is that so and so, or is that so and so kind of shit going on towards the end. And yeah, it was a pretty good alien film, I thought.
Yeah?
I thought it was all right. I watched it all again.
I don't think I've seen it. I know I watched Alien Romulus the other day, and I was like, yeah, it was okay.
Yeah.
Looked like it was a good movie, but just not. I didn't think it was that entertaining for me.
Well, I'll probably watch Romulus because we got Disney Plus. That was on Disney Plus.
All right.
Didn't think much of Romulus.
No, I said this to Neil the other day. We were talking about it while we were mooching around. That I think it was good.
Right.
It just didn't really float my boat. You know, I could see that it was well made. I liked the, it was good. I could see that it was good. It didn't.
Was
mean
it a
that
bit of a throwback to the OG?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, see, I
there's one
assume
bit
like
where they,
the guy's in it, the android guy. I assume he's still in Romulus because he's obviously a bit of a fucker. Turns out.
Well, they all are, aren't they? All the
No, the android in Aliens was good. They thought he was bad, but he was a goodie. and it was only when he turned out to be.
They've resurrected
Right.
him in Romulus. Yeah.
No. I'm talking way back. Aliens.
Yeah, but in Romulus, he's the guy from Aliens.
He's a different. What?
It's the same one.
Aliens, as in Hicks and Hudson.
No, Alien.
No. Yeah.
Alien.
Oh god.
The first one is the robot.
Well, the
in
very,
Romulus.
very first Alien.
I think so. Yeah.
Not
That's
David.
the robot in Romulus.
Not
right?
David, who's in like Prometheus and
No,
Covenant.
No.
Oh, right,
no,
okay.
it's the original
Well,
one.
I just assumed Romulus was like going to carry on from Covenant because he's like, obviously they're on their way
No.
to this colony with some fucking aliens.
Oh yeah, you said that. the
That's
other
how
day,
that
I
happens.
didn't-
Every
No.
fucking alien film ends with the same fucking thing. You
Yeah, I
think
mean,
it's
Romulus-
over, but it turns out there's a fucking alien still somehow.
They haven't figured out. They haven't solved the bug problem yet.
You think that you saw it fucking fly out of the airlock again, but no, turns out they didn't fucking quite get rid of the aliens. So yeah, slight spoilers for the Covenant. Yeah. Didn't really give up the whole thing away, but it was worth watching, even though you know it's not going to be the end.
Yeah.
And then I watched something to make me chuckle. Called Last One Laughing, which is on Amazon
yeah.
Prime, the UK version.
Yeah,
There are multiple versions. I watched the UK one.
I saw it advertised. Yeah.
I didn't know it was anything about it, and I don't know why. I went onto Amazon Prime. I think I was just logged in on one of my devices. I was like, oh, what's this? It came up. And it was like, Jimmy Carr is the host, and it had all these comedians. And I was like, oh, I quite like them, and I like them, and I like them. And let's see what this is about then. So basically, the gist is, it's kind of like a mini Big Brother, but with just comedians going into this room. And they're only there for 6 hours, so they say. And during the 6 hours that all these comedians are inside, they're not allowed to laugh. And anyone who laughs twice is kicked out of the room, basically, and has to go and watch everyone else with Jimmy Carr and his, what's her name, Rasheen, something or other, I can't remember what her name is. And then there's all these funny people doing funny things. And it's really odd, just like, because you know some of them are really wanting to laugh, and some of them do laugh, obviously, because they just can't help it. And I was absolutely fucking howling at some of the stuff that's going on, and they're just like pulling funny faces, really trying not to laugh, and that's just making me laugh even more. So it's like they call it like a battle royale, because whoever like stays in the longest wins. But there's this, they just throw in some stuff to really fuck with people. Like Bob Mortimer is one of the people in the house, and I'm like, how can anyone spend any time with him and not fucking laugh? And I can't believe he's not laughed, because he just fucking laughs all the time when he's doing his own shit. Because he's just a fucking funny guy. I haven't seen. My mum was talking to my mum about it the other night, and she was like, "Have you ever watched that Mortimer and Whitehouse go fishing thing?" I was like, "No, I haven't watched it, and I probably should, but there's fucking loads of them, and I can't get into it now." She said they're just so funny. They're just so, like, you just laugh at stupid stuff all the time. And obviously they've been through some shit, like health-wise.
Yeah, didn't they both have heart attacks? Or something?
Well, I don't know if they've both had a heart attack. Mortimer had a heart attack. He's had a triple bypass operation, I think, or something like that. The other guy's got a stent or something in something or other to like prevent him having shit. So, you know, but they're fucking funny. And yeah, there's some Richard Ayoade. Or Ayoade, I don't know how you say it.
Ayoade, yeah.
Like, he is a very confusing person. Like, he's funny, but I've never seen him laugh. And that's what they were saying. It's like, I don't think I've ever seen him laugh. He is super. It's like, like Jack D was fucking super deadpan, but I have seen him laugh at other stuff. But like, I don't think I've ever seen that guy laugh. And he always wears the same thing. I'm like, do you reckon is that just his like stage dress, or just like if he was just walking down to the supermarket, would he still be dressed the same? I can't believe he would, because he's got the stupid shoes on. He's like a proper nerd based like outfit, and he is funny. But I'm like I say, he definitely looked like he wanted to laugh a couple of times. But some of them put in like stupid faces to really not laugh. But There's a Canadian version, there's an Irish version. I haven't watched any of them, but this one's not finished. A new one came out yesterday. There's only 2 left. I haven't watched yesterday's one, but I've been
So
finding
this is
that.
the UK
This
series
is the
one.
UK one.
I'll get into this because there's a Canadian version, I think. and
Yeah,
there's an
I don't know which one was
Australian
first.
version or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. There's about 4 or 5 now, and I'd never heard of it. And I was like, oh, all right. Well, I guess I started playing. I was like, watch the Canadian one. I was like, that's the guy who used to be on Whose Line Is It Anyway about fucking 30 years ago, or whatever. But yeah. So anyway, the UK one. I went to see Jimmy Carr live many years ago. Absolute filth, but yeah, quite funny. But yeah, he's not doing the jokes all the time. He does a couple like funny quips or whatever, but it's mainly about all this because they have to do like stupid. They have to do little performances and stuff to everyone else, and no one's allowed to laugh and stuff. And some of those have been pretty good. But yeah, I've enjoyed that.
Alright.
I was actually like, I haven't laughed. I haven't watched a comedy show in ages, and I was just like fucking cracking up.
That's good.
Some stuff.
So was it the one episode you watched, or was there a
I
couple
watched
on
4.
there now?
I watched 4
Right, right.
episodes. There's the 5th one came out yesterday, and there's one more to come next week, I guess, because it's like one per hour. Yeah, but it's been funny, and it's been a long time since I watched anything that was actually funny. I just don't watch comedies generally, even though I used to watch. That's all I ever watched. It felt like for some period of time, like the Fast Show years, and all that. There was just feel like there was always loads of comedy stuff on, like things a bit like the Fast, loads of just like sketch shows that used to watch, and now it's just like they're like, I don't know, comedy dramas or whatever. You can't just watch something that's just funny. I used to love Ben Elton back in the day, like Friday Night Live and Saturday Night Live and all that.
Oh
sort
my
of shit.
God, you sound like an old man here. Well, back in my day, man. Community's worth a watch. Community, I enjoyed.
Yeah,
That's
I've watched
worth
the
getting into.
first season or 2 of that.
That one always seems to deliver a couple of times
Yeah.
per episode. A good laugh
Yeah.
out loud moment. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, I
Again.
feel like that was one thing I should watch because
I watched a clip of that this morning. Somebody
Yeah.
posted a clip of
Was
that
it
in
the
Gary's
Siri clip?
Discord. Yeah, I was cracking up in the bed to that.
yeah, it's so true. That's me
Exactly.
asking fucking Google to turn my lights on. That's me
Yeah, that is
doing
a
that.
series you should probably watch. It is
Yeah,
worth
I
it.
feel
If
like
you're
I should.
if you're a
'Cause he's
grumpy
like-
old man like most
Exactly.
of us, it nails it. I was thinking about it as well. The other one that was just making me laugh about where I can't even. But the premise behind it was so ridiculous. It's just great stuff. Good TV.
Mm.
Good TV.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Good. Anything else?
I went to the quiz. We didn't
Did you
win.
win?
No.
Okay. What was the chosen subject?
Special subject this quiz was 90s. 90s Disney movies. I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but when you search 90s Disney movies now, it lists all of the 90s movies that are now owned by Disney, which obviously weren't Disney movies. Well, there are the Disney movies that came out in the 90s, but there's also all of the fucking movie houses that they've bought since then, which are now
Wow.
Disney movies, inverted commas. Like fucking Robocop 2 or some fucking random shit. Like, that's definitely not a Disney movie. Some right weird shit now owned. Like, basically everything, it feels like is owned by Disney when you look back. So, yeah. And next month
All right.
is The Pubs of Leighton Buzzard since 1980s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we'll be all right on that one. Maybe we'll
Local
play a
knowledge will
joker.
help.
Yeah. Well, we're in Salisbury, which is across the border into Bucks.
What
Well,
happens
Huh?
if you go across the border at night?
Well, I don't know what happens.
You,
I
is it
haven't been up.
risky?
I haven't been there past midnight. Let's put it that way.
You're in Hearts, right?
No, we're in Beds.
Oh, your beds.
We're literally on the Beds Bucks border in the Buzzard
Beds.
or in the Linslade.
Bucks.
Linslade
Bucks,
used to
Beds,
be in Bucks.
Bucks, beds, border in beds.
Yeah, yeah.
Because beds,
There's a lot
Bucks,
of bees.
Hearts. Right.
Buzzard, the Buzzard, Beds Bucks border.
You've got
yeah,
beds, Bucks, Barks. Barks is best, but if you're going to have anything, you can go beds too.
Beds is the
Not
best.
so bad.
No, Bucks is probably
It
nicer,
really
to be
isn't.
honest.
Bucks is probably better, isn't it?
Yeah,
Barks
Bucks is the nice one.
Nobody really
Barks, no
talks
one
about
wants to go
beds.
Barks. Yeah, it's too fucking posh. Bucks is like the happy medium.
I've always thought Bucks was more posh than Barks.
Oh, I don't know about that. Berkshire's got the head of like John Lewis and Waitrose head office. It's in Berkshire. So that's about as posh as it fucking gets.
I guess. All right, are we done with what we've been doing?
Yes.
I think so.
Let's move on then to what we've been playing, or what I haven't been playing.
We can talk about all the stuff you talked about on Veteran Gamers.
I played more. I'll go. I played more of Laura Lee and the Laser Eyes. I made progress. I was pleased.
What, since the Veteran Gamers, or like you haven't played it this week, have you?
No, I have played. I played at the weekend. So again, I was like, oh my god, I'm not going to make any progress. And then suddenly something opened up and made sense, and I figured it out. And I can't for the life of me think what it was now.
You're never going to remember when you go back to it now.
But I opened up a load of sections. I still haven't
Have you
solved
been?
it.
Have you? How do I say this?
Just say it. It's all good.
Well, have you been in a maze?
I've been in the maze, yeah.
Right.
But I haven't been able to get into the center of the maze yet. I haven't figured out what there's 3 symbols with
which
3 dials.
Which maze have you been in?
The one.
Are you walking around in first person?
Wait, no, I haven't been in that one. No, I've been in the one where you collect the maze pieces, but I haven't figured out what to do with them yet. So, and I can't figure out what to do with
going all fucked up?
It's all that one went all fucked up. The more pieces
when you pick up a piece, it just goes nope. Now everything looks really fucking weird. You're like,
that was really weird.
Okay.
I finally got a rose to the magician, so I got access to his magic show.
You've done quite a lot, I reckon.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like the bit that I missed about going into the room and missing the video player made me like wander around for a good couple of hours going, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do here. And I'd missed a room. Made quite a lot of non-progress by not visiting that room.
Yeah. So I need to, just having a break from it is nice, and then just play a little bit at the weekend. It's good.
Yeah.
And I played a lot more of Animal Well at the weekend. Decided to give.
Are you
that
Steam linking that? Or you?
Yeah, fine. No issues at all. In fact, I've even forgot that I was using the Steam link.
So what controller do you use? I think I asked you this offline.
My Series S controller.
Is it Bluetooth to your Apple TV?
To my Apple TV.
And you don't notice any latency. Interesting.
Nope. Unless I'm just adjusting on Animal Well and not realizing it, I could probably try and load up.
Like it's probably like you'd notice it on that because you're a bit of platforming and stuff in it. You'd think if it wasn't right, you would be like falling off the edge and shit of ledges.
I think though with platforming, predictive platforming, you can adjust in your mind for that extra little bit of lag. I think you're okay. It's when you have to react because you're not reacting to any. You're very rarely reacting to anything. You already know the path you're going to take and the timing. I think if you're reacting to things, it can be a little bit more pronounced, but that's all right. It's fine. I think I got a little bit. I hit a little bit of a brick wall, but and then I ran out of steam to just keep searching. So again, nice to have a little bit of a break. Then I'll pick it up again at some point this weekend and just go, you know what? Yeah, I'll dig back into Animal, and while I've got a little bit of enthusiasm, then I'll start trying to explore again.
I really enjoyed that.
Then I'll make progress. But it does seem fairly linear in the way you start opening up, and it directs you to where you need to be going.
It's quite a large map.
But it's a fair old map. But the map is
there fast travel? I can't remember.
I haven't found fast travel yet.
No, I don't remember if there was.
I don't think so.
There's maybe shortcuts. Like once you've been around an area or something.
Yeah, so that game's all right.
Yeah. I think that was in my top 5 last year.
I don't feel I've been wowed by anything yet, though. Like so far, I'm just like, it's an okay. I feel like when it came out, there were loads of snippets that were shown, which was like, oh, that looks like a really cool effect, or that looks really neat, or they really, thought, outside the box for doing that. I don't really feel like I've been given
I just
too
really
much of
liked it
that.
for being very like, although it was like a Metroidvania platform, it was just all the mechanics were very different to whatever most Metroidvanias.
Yeah, yeah, it's good. Did you play it, Dave?
No, you guys have talked about it a lot, so you've got a lot of content out of it. But no, I haven't picked it up yet.
Yeah, it's all right. It's
all
all right. And then we played some Hunt this week as well because there's a new
Yes.
event.
Less said about that, the
Uh,
better.
There's two things
Is
we
it
got.
not going well?
There's two things we shouldn't speak about. One is probably our how we've played this week. It hasn't been fantastic. But there were some standout moments. There was one night we played and I died, and I really had no money on you surviving, but you wiped them out and killed
I don't know
them
how.
all. But you did.
Which one was that? Was that the one where I was running around on fire?
Yeah, that's the one where you got set
I
on
nearly
fire.
killed myself.
And then you
It's
set
like, what
fire
is
to
going
me.
on?
I was like, I'm on fire now. And then we had a game after that where we went into the bottom of a building and just waited, and three guys came down. One of them comes around the corner. Neil missed his shot. I missed my shot, and they killed Neil. I was like, so it was just three of them against me. And I think Neil died, was on the ground, wasn't even what. I mean, you'd given up.
I didn't even bother spectating. I was like, well, he's going to be dead in the next 5 seconds.
Well, he's going to be, and
I'm
rightfully
just
so.
waiting for the ka-dunk, and it's time to move
I
on to
wouldn't
the
have.
next game.
Yeah, I wouldn't have put money on me either. But yeah, it worked out all right. Yeah, I Wade laced all three.
Next thing I knew, I was getting revived. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was good. That was class. Pleased with that one.
I missed it all.
But yeah, but the rest of the week has been pretty shit in terms of how we've played.
It's been weird because we've been running up against a lot of higher levels, it feels like. Been lots of games filled with 4 and 5 stars. And I'm like, why are we playing with all these like higher level people?
Yeah,
who literally like insta kill you every time they fucking see you.
Yeah, the matchmaking's been a bit weird. And they started a new event, but it's not really an event, is it? I mean, it's really just
there's a bit of a lick of paint in places.
Yeah, a lot of bug
they've
fixing.
Not introduced any new
adjustments.
bosses. Yeah, it's a lot of.
I was watching Psycho Ghost
errors
yesterday, and he summed it up. I mean, he said, when we had the event with Tone Loc, or whatever fuck his name is,
Boost Malone.
Yeah, that there was a lot going on in that event, right? Tons to do.
Yeah.
They put a big top in the middle of each map with another boss and all that sort of stuff, and there were all sorts of different challenges and perks and traits and all that sort of stuff. This one's very bare bones.
It's reusing a lot of stuff. There's nothing new, other than some weapons that you can unlock. They've introduced some new weapons. They've done a load of balancing of every silenced weapon now automatically has a 10% penalty to damage, and then plus it's got light drop off and all that sort of stuff to account for. So they want to take the power back from everyone was running like the Krag silenced or whatever, basically. So they made the Krags expensive and all the silenced weapons shitter to try and make it a bit more like a varied in what terms of what weapons you're coming up against. So you're never quite sure what you're going to find.
Yeah.
But
anyway, it's a nice
everyone's got a Krag.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a spectacular event by any means, but it gives us something to do,
something to spend your blood bonds on.
Something to spend your blood bonds on, but it's nice to have a purpose, right? The challenges, we all like the challenges. We all
they're supposed to have randomized the challenges, and me and you ended up with the same challenges, which was a bit weird.
Yeah, Matt has different ones.
Matt had different ones, but yeah, it's supposed to balance. Instead of everyone having damage hunters with a fucking whatever Springfield, and every time you run into someone, they're carrying a Springfield. They're mixing it up.
Springfield being a long-bore rifle.
Yeah,
right.
Single shot rifle. But yeah, it's now everyone has the same challenges, but spread over the 7 weeks or whatever, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Rather than
anyway, it's all right. It sort of like signifies the new, a new season of Hunt is like when everyone sort of starts playing again, which is nice. And then
turns out all the good people have been playing.
Well, there's that, but we'll get a break. We get when these events finish, everybody sort of just tends to sort of stop playing for a couple of weeks, just have a bit of a rest.
Yeah.
Which is nice, and then we get back into it. So Anyway, I don't mind. It's good to have an event going. I'll let other people complain about it if they want.
Not you.
Just,
Never
it's just
complain.
nice.
I've never
It's just nice
complained.
to get. Why would I? No, I would never complain about anything. Anyway, all right. Let's move on to somebody else. Neil,
Played Avowed.
Oh, go on then.
Played loads of Avowed. I don't know what more I can say about that, really. Because I talked about quite a lot last week.
I thought this is only like a 20, 30-hour game.
No, not for me. Not for me.
You've
I
got.
think Mark
only
Hannock
be
said he'd
good.
done 41 or 42 hours it took him to finish it.
Right.
The first area I spent a lot, 23 hours or whatever, to do the big first area. And I feel like I'd unlocked I've disappeared like the old fog of war on the map quite a lot in that area. Whereas the second area, I've been like, there's a quest point, let's go and do that quest. And there's like a path of like lack of fog of war through the map.
Right.
And then there's bits like big areas either side of it where I've beelined that I haven't been to. So there's probably loads of shit in the bits and area that I haven't been to. Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, I think I don't think I've got that much left to do in the second area now. Don't think there was as much to do in that, to be honest. There's not as many side quests I've picked up. But I haven't been as yet sent to the next area. So I've got a bit more to do. But yeah, I suppose I've switched it up a bit again, weapon-wise. Because I'm now onto like the third tier of weapons and armor out of 5. So I can't remember what it's called. But I've now got a ranged loadout where I have a pistol which does shock damage, and I have my magic wand in my offhand which also does shock damage. So it's like a double shock loadout.
Don't you have to carry a book of spells?
You can carry a book of spells, but I have a magic wand.
Oh.
And if you go down the wizard path, you can unlock more spells. But the wands carry, like I say, this one's a shock wand. So it does like you shoots out like whatever magic projectiles. But when they accumulate shock damage, and it will like spread to other enemies in the area and stuff like that. Same with a pistol. But some enemies might be immune to shock damage. So you still do damage, but you only do base damage. You don't do the additional shock damage. And then my other loadout, my alternate loadout, is my fire sword and a shield. Is it? Yeah, I think that's what I was carrying. I've got a shield, a special shield that does bonus stats to something. I can't remember now. But I like the fire sword a lot. Doesn't do enough damage, but it's quite fun to have a sword that sets things on fire. It's quite handy to like get rid of spider webs that are, or roots of a plant that are in your path. Instead of having to call your mate to blast it with fire, you just go slash it with a fire sword. Off it goes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You're scraping the barrel here for Avowed, aren't you?
Don't know about that. There's a lot of options I haven't taken. I mean, I've got a fire dagger I don't use, but I haven't got any other weapons, I don't think, that carry any sort of elemental damage. I know that I've got about 10 different books of spells now, but I've stopped carrying them for the time being. But there's, like, I feel like I need to level up probably my intellect to make those more effective. I haven't checked that out, but that's how I think that kind of shit works usually.
You know what you should do then?
Check it out.
I guess.
Check it out.
That was just a reflex. I don't know. What should I do?
That is it.
But the more manly way.
You got it right.
Okay, good. It didn't seem to make sense in my head when I said it. I was like, I don't know why I wish to check it out, but no, okay. So yeah, story's still good. I'm intrigued to know what's going on. I guess that's the driving force, and the moment-to-moment combat being fun does help in these games for sure.
I'd like to play it. I've heard, enough people are talking about it that it sounds like I wouldn't mind sitting on a sofa and playing it.
Yeah, I'm not sitting on a sofa, but I'm mouse and keyboarding. And it doesn't feel shit on a mouse and keyboard, which helps because
How much more have you reckon you got then?
I obviously don't know. Well, I don't know how many more areas. There could be 2 or 3 more areas to go. Yeah, I don't know.
You are going to be talking about it next week.
Oh yes, I haven't played today. I haven't done my 15 minutes of Xbox Game Pass play today. I need to if I could get the show done so I can load a game for 15 minutes to do that. But yeah, still fun so far.
All right. Okay, well that's avowed. Thin pickings today, isn't it? Come on,
Right.
Dave.
I'll talk about X4 Foundations.
Yeah, we
a
noticed
little
you've been
bit.
playing that this week. You were playing it last week anyway. weren't you?
I was playing last week. Yeah. Continuing to play. I've turned a corner in my play style in that I'm now earning enough money to do the missions that require money to complete them, to which are missions to build spaceship space platforms, defense systems, and fleets for factions for them defending against the Xenon, or other things. And I'm making enough money to make more money to do the missions to make more money. So it's good. I also had a really nice interaction with Sarah this week, because obviously she knows I've been playing. It's like, oh, I've just got a quick question. Oh, okay, right. This is on like a Sunday morning.
What,
I think
like
the
2
missus.
o'clock in the morning or
No, this
9
is
o'clock in
like
the morning?
9 o'clock in the morning, and the missus had gone to the gym, and I was just jumped on and was like, oh, I want to quickly do a few things, and I was just playing. It's like, oh, and message, oh, you got a minute? I was like, okay, right. So I jumped on a call with them. Oh, I can't work this out, and it was something about one of their pilots couldn't be trained to be upgraded to do a trading thing. And I spent about 15 minutes, and we went through and we worked out what the problem is. But the missus came in, she's like, "You're not playing that bloody game again, are you?" I said, "I wasn't, but like,
Well, you
my good
were.
friend Sarah, well, I was, but my good friend Sarah needed help, so I jumped on a call, and it's just oh, God's sake. Yeah, well.
Why is that standing out to is that standing out to the Mrs. Vic more than other games might or something
Than
like that?
Wreckfest.
It's because it's
Because you only
always
play
on at the
Wreckfest when
moment.
she's in bed anyway.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, she doesn't see me. Like, Wreckfest is a active participating game, so I don't play that so often when she's about. But when she's walking about and stuff, I can just pause it. So yeah, so to her, I've always got this game on.
Right.
So yeah. But yeah, it was good. And yeah, we worked out what the problem was with it, and that was quite a problem because I've only put like 150 hours in, and
That's
I've
Oh,
yeah. Are
those
and
rookie numbers though? Do you think
they're rookie numbers? Yeah. When
Yeah.
you look on the average, like, and especially people talking on Reddit, are like, I've only put 500 hours in, and I still can't work out this one thing. It's like, yeah, okay, right. It's a very deep game. There's a lot of moving parts.
imagine playing a single game for over 500 hours.
I wouldn't even want to know what your hour count is, Hunt. I wonder if your Hunt is
Right.
beating
It's not beating PUBG yet.
PUBG. No,
Not yet.
Really?
PUBG. I think PUBG got to 3,000.
Really?
yeah.
I don't think
That's
Hunt's.
mental.
I think Hunt's around 2,000 now.
You played so much PUBG that I didn't play.
Loved PUBG.
That's
Yeah.
insane. I don't think
Yeah.
I've broken 1,000 on PUBG.
Fraser was waking up early, going downstairs and switching on PUBG and playing
That's
like an hour or
mental.
two before even taking the dog
You'd
out.
think he'd be good at it by
Yeah.
now.
You'd think
yeah.
striving but not finding.
Yeah, you that was a yeah, you got a bit addicted to that one, didn't you?
Yeah, it's fun.
I
Yeah,
didn't
good.
realise you'd played that much. That's mental.
Yes. Do you want me to talk about my other one?
Well, we ain't got any other
Okay.
games to talk about.
There's nothing else, and I'm just wondering whether I got my PUBG numbers wrong. Yeah, you're saying 3,000. No, saying 3,000. Anyway, go on, Dave. Give us a.
So I I get a lot of games news directed at me because I look at games news stories. And a game came up called Schedule. I think it's Schedule I or Schedule 1. I think it's Schedule I. Hang on, let's just
Oh, just called it Schedule 1, surely.
Schedule 1 sounds better.
Does to me.
Uh,
Schedule I sounds weird. I don't know why would you call it that.
I don't know.
But
Schedule.
you may well be correct because I didn't really look
It's
into it that
Schedule.
much.
It's Schedule I. It is Schedule I.
That's weird.
Oh, I did get my. Sorry, I did get my PUBG numbers wrong.
Mm,
Go on.
It's 3,500.
fucking mental.
Brilliant. So Schedule 1.
He knows what
okay,
he likes.
What is Schedule 1? So Schedule 1 is
I
a
thought it's
single
Schedule
player
I.
and Schedule. Oh, sake. Schedule I, yes, is a single and co-op player experience where.
Hang on. Here's what I'm going to tell you that I've heard about this game just through secondhand conversations.
Go on. Yeah.
Somebody said to me today, or I read in the threads I was in, was like, this game could easily be a fucking GTA killer. It just is shit graphics and all that sort of stuff or whatever. Like, I don't know. That was what I felt like they were trying to
Or
tell me.
GTA Online killer.
Or like it's back, or like it's proving that sort of AAA manufacturing is probably going to die when people can do this at a much lower budget in scaling back other things, right?
Yeah.
graphics,
That
particularly.
graphics, pretty much, yeah.
Well, I played the demo. I played the free sample, and the fact that they call the demo the free sample, it tells you everything about what this game's about.
You're supposed to come back and pay for the next one. Is that
yeah,
is that how it works?
basically, yes.
Because it's so good.
yeah. So that in itself, the demo, you start off as the lowest of the low drug dealer, and you first off like get things on tick, and you start making you start growing a cannabis plant and selling the byproducts of the cannabis plant once it's completed. And then you get money and you buy equipment and you get better equipment. You get better access to different plants, different types of plants, and then you can start mixing the different herbs together to create different products. But there's a sort of a business part of it as well where you can organize people to sell your herbs for you. Herbs, yeah.
Is it called Herbs in the game?
No, it's not.
Right.
No,
No, I just read something there about somebody buying OG Kush.
Right.
So-
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
It's got proper
yeah,
terms in it. Hasn't it?
all the
It would appear.
main all the main names for
Got any
the
New York City diesel, mate?
diesel or there is a diesel variant on one
Yeah.
of them. So yeah, but I haven't played the full game. The full game, it has been released. It was released on the 24th, and it's supposed to be phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, no. But yeah, I'm actually quite excited. After the demo, I was like, oh yeah. I started up demo and I was like, yeah, this looks pretty shit. And like, I played it for about an hour.
How would
Like,
you
just going through
describe the graphics? Honestly, I don't even know how to describe them. I
They're
mean,
not as bad. They're not as bad as I was
No,
expecting. I mean, they're
don't
sort of like they're sharp. They're sharp but basic. I would
sharp
say.
but basic. I would say maybe like one step up from South Park.
Right.
Because I think, did I not say it looks like it was made in Roblox or something
Yeah.
when we were
Yeah.
looking at it?
But it's better than that.
Yeah.
It's
It looks like the people who would make PC building.
I'm sure you can
simulator
play
with
this
the
in
graphics,
Roblox already.
right?
probably. But the a lot of this stuff is physics based as well. So there's various parts where there's a lot of physics based things that you need to do, and you need to like putting soil into buckets. You've got to like manipulate the bag in the right way to get all the soil in the bucket. And
Does
then
it get like full on physics where you have to like control your limbs sort of thing?
No,
Like
no,
what's
it's
that
not.
thing? Quap.
No, it's not like that. That it looks like that style, but it's not that. It's really interesting, and it's got a very big following.
So is this out, or is it out
This is
early
out.
access?
Don't know if it's early access or not. No, it is an early access game.
So yeah,
It's not that
feels like
either.
it's going to
It's
be
only $22 here.
Whoa.
Yeah, 14.23 in the UK.
Is that with a discount?
Yeah.
That's with
Early
a 50%
buying
discount.
discount.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like they've promised. Not that I've played it, but they've promised like proper like buying warehouses and like automate a lot of the growing process.
It doesn't do like the GTA Online where you go in and it's just like randoms. Or is it?
No, not at the moment. You can play co-op. There's on the demo. There's at least like up to 4 people playing at the same time. I think it's cooperative co-op, not.
Oh, I forgot I played a demo.
The other one.
I played a demo. I played a demo as well. I forgot.
No, but yeah, that's schedule. Like. There's a free demo out if anyone's interested.
Steam, obviously. Steam. I don't know if it's. Steam. I don't think it's going to be on anything else.
I think it's only on Steam. I started off playing. I thought I'll put an hour in. That was a 2 o'clock in the morning jobby. Where I got to the end of the demo, I was like, shit, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. And I still fancied playing. I was like, no, I'm gonna put it down now.
Better go to bed. Yeah, fair enough. Interesting.
Yes.
All right.
I played a demo that I haven't written in.
Go on then.
Go on.
I played the demo for a game that came out today or yesterday. I had an email. It must have been yesterday. The first Berserker, Kazan.
Yeah, why does that ring a bell?
Because I was talking to you about it the other day when I was playing it, maybe. And telling you should play this demo. It's a bit Souls-like. I don't know if you did, but it's anime looking.
Yeah, I mean, if it's Souls-like, I'm not going to play it, am I?
Yeah, you should do. You can play the demo. It's free. Just play the demo. It's free.
All right, Pusher Man.
Plays a little bit more like the Neo games in terms of the button controls. Are more akin to Neo, where it's you use the face buttons, or as in the X cross, square, circle, triangle, / YBA, whatever you want to call them, to do your attacking, rather than the trigger buttons and the bumper buttons. You still use it fucks with my head because it's like muscle memory playing a game a bit like this. I automatically go to attack with like R1 and R2 because you're still using L1 to guard. It makes me want to press R1 to attack, but yeah, that's a me problem.
How much
so you have
did you play?
I played for I don't know, half an hour, 3/4 of an hour. It looks pretty fancy. Runs really nice. It runs good. I think some of when I was looking at the reviews, it's like, oh my god, a game that is like a Souls-like that doesn't stutter every fucking randomly every 20 minutes or half an hour to an hour or whatever. It runs nice the whole time. 60, solid 60, blah blah blah, but still looks nice. So yeah, it's a bit anime. I don't know. I think it comes. It's definitely a thing. I don't know. These are like sort of like a history thing in like another sort of fiction. This guy is the first of the berserkers. It's called the first berserker because there are multiples in the current period of whatever this anime type of thing is that I can't tell you what it is. And this guy is called Kazan. He was like a prisoner, and he was getting transported in a cart. Stop me if you've heard this one before. To a prison, but he was rescued by a mysterious force in this case. But prior to his escape, he'd had his tendons of his arms cut, so he couldn't use his arms basically. But this mysterious force, which speaks in the game, controls him, repairs him, and gives him this power to reborn when he dies, but loses obviously all of the shit that he'd picked up on the way to the prior save point. Well, that's the Souls-like, I guess. Well, it is the Souls-like part of it. But yeah, crunchy combat, nice looking visuals. The main character is ripped to fuck, with his shirt off all the time. And you start with dual wielding an axe and a sword, but as you progress through the game, you find new weapons. Well, it does vary differently because you have. Not every time, but quite a lot while I was killing people in the demo, they drop a piece of armor to upgrade your defense. It was like and literally, if a piece of armor dropped, it was like 1 or 2 points better than the one you already had. So it was just like go into the menu, apply the new armor. But there's like leggings, boots, pants. There's not pants. Like chest piece or like wrist pieces or stuff or whatever to upgrade your armor and all that shit. But yeah, it felt pretty good and it does look pretty fancy. I don't know if it's out on everything. I assume it's out quite a bit. I think it's on PS5. I don't know about Xbox, so I assume so, but I don't really know. Probably not Switch. Just guessing. But yeah, initial impression from the demo, pretty good. And it's only 50 quid on Steam.
Only? Wow.
For a
Holy
brand new
smokes.
game, 50 quid is decent. Because they were like, go and buy Assassin's Creed Shadows and tell me how that much is on fucking. It's probably like 100 quid or whatever. So, yeah. The first Berserker, Kazan, seems good
All right.
from what I played of it so far.
Does look alright, actually.
Maybe I might buy it because I haven't bought enough games lately that I haven't played.
All right. Is that it then?
Years.
Are we done?
Feels like it.
I think
All
so.
right.
Oh,
We still stretched it out, even though we had not much.
Stretched out.
Stretch
We
it
talked
out.
about things. We don't stretch things out.
Fucking just try to get blood from a stone these episodes.
Fucking hell, sell it to the people, why don't you?
I don't know. I actually just looked at the time. I was like, "Jeez, have we been talking for an hour and 50
We
minutes?"
do it every
already?"
time. Every time we fill the sections, even though we didn't have a football section.
I know. The football, which is normally like 40 minutes long.
It's almost
No,
as if
it's
someone,
not.
it's almost as if someone is magically watching the clock and very silently making sure things move along.
So, David, how do you feel about that? How does that make you feel?
The puppet master.
Yeah.
Who's that then?
It's not me.
No,
The Muppet Master.
that's a bit more like it.
All right, let's get out of here then. I'm sure there's some other
Oh,
stuff we can get up to.
Right.
Oh, I will give a shout out. Actually, I will give a shout out before we go. I did start listening to Aches and Games podcast.
Where have I heard that?
That's
I
a
heard
good
about
Veteran
that.
Game. I think Ben mentioned it on Veteran Gamers. I think
Was
for
it?
some bizarre reason, in the middle of the night when I was just like, I gotta listen to a podcast to go to sleep. I remembered the name.
Did it try and sit up? Oh.
Oh yeah, but this has got to be for older gamers. So yeah, it's a couple of guys in their sort of 40s or whatever, married with kids, typical older gamers. Seemed like nice guys or whatever. I would listen to the first couple of episodes.
So
Sounds
what
alright.
was the deal? What was the deal? Was it? I think it was Ben. Did say about it, wasn't it? What did he
I
bring?
can't remember what his connection was
No.
with it.
Wiz was.
Wiz was, tis was. But anyway, yeah, you might,
Anything we can steal from their any sections?
No,
we can...
I think the only issue I'm going to have with this podcast is its infrequency. They only do an hour a month. Like I was listening to the second episode I listened to last night.
If you're not doing one a
And,
month, you might as well quit.
And they were talking about how how they were, we're going over the hour mark. I'm like, come on, right? So what? Like, who gives a shit? It's a fucking.
We certainly
podcast.
fucking do.
Not, I mean, I'm limited to 2 hours on this podcast. I just think physically I can't go more than 2. I don't know. Sometimes actually though, we've hit about 2.5, haven't we? If we've been really.
We've done a few
energized to-
longish ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't do any editing. Let's put it on. So whatever you hear, that's just what happens.
You get what you get.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. Go on then, Dave.
Cool. Right. Thank you.
Go to
for listening.
sealpodcast.com. That's it.
Wow, you fucking ruined this bit.
Well, that's the way it should be. Poor old Dave. We do talk over him a lot, don't we?
You do. I don't.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I took over you. That's my job.
Oh, no, I don't get a word in with when Neil's talking, and then when I start talking, Fraser interrupts me. So fuck it.
You got
You
to ask
trying to
questions.
apologise on it.
I just look good on the podcast. That's fine.
That's
He's
right,
the
yeah.
fucking eye candy, isn't he?
Just going to put a big picture of Dave on in future. We'll make us shrink us two down to a small.
Right. Thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask the questions and get involved, please contact us on our web form, which is sealpodcast.com. You can also contact us via email, which is sealpodcast@gmail.com, or you can join us on a Discord server. A link is pinned on various social media. We have YouTube and Twitch channels, which we upload and stream to. And I think we've already done the shout out for Twitch.
It was Lord. Lord who subbed. He's back. We love it.
Lord the Legend.
Quiet on the old Twitch, isn't it? Is no one
Yeah.
listening to this shit anymore?
I don't know. I haven't looked.
I haven't checked the numbers for ages.
No, but every little helps. Thank you, Lord.
All right.
I pay my hosting bill. I had to pay the fucking 13 quid for sealpodcast.com the other day.
Oh yeah, good stuff. All right. Well, I'm going to go off and analyze numbers. See if this is still worth doing. No, I did check the numbers actually not long ago. It seemed to be just steady as she goes. We don't seem to go up. We don't seem to go down.
A guy at work, he's a student. He
Oh,
said to
God.
me, how's the podcast going? I was like, all right. Like, he's like, what are you doing? I was like, he obviously doesn't listen. So like, why are you asking? If you obviously don't, I was like, what are you doing lately? I was like, well, you're obviously not listening. So he's like, I just said, yeah, we just talk a load of old bollocks, really. There we go.
It is what it
Yeah.
is.
Oh, I forgot to say the other day. One of my wife's good friend, husband, listens. Richard Wood.
What's up, Richard?
Thanks for listening.
Sorry, is his name Dick Wood?
Yeah, Dick
Uh-oh.
Wood. Yeah.
He's not listening anymore after this one, is he?
And
Sorry, Richard. You never heard that before.
Yeah.
Fraser with the original jokes. And we went round to their house the weekend, and
He was just playing it live on this Sonos.
well, he was on his Spotify on his TV. And I
Oh,
was like,
nice.
"Oh, there's a silver. I was like, no, I don't want to like.
Don't put that
Yeah.
on now while I'm here because I'll be
Yeah.
cringing the entire time.
Yeah.
Did I really say that? Does that what I sound like?
Yeah. But no, it was quite nice seeing the Seal podcast on like out in the ether.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So
Good
yeah, I
stuff.
was
Good
quite happy about
stuff.
Coming
All
for
right,
you,
well, Richard, thanks for listening.
joysticks and chill.
Oh, they released an episode this week, didn't they? they did. And I noticed actually Jay is active on the YouTube. I was watching one of his videos last night, which was a review of, I guess it was his trip to Scotland, but he's reviewed where he went or whatever. I don't know.
He
whatever.
reviewed
It's cool.
Scotland.
The west coast of Scotland, I think. It looked
Right.
fucking
I've been to the west coast of Scotland.
staggeringly beautiful. I was quite
like-
taken aback
Well, I say
actually
that.
by what I
I
saw.
went to. What the fuck is the port?
Right,
Anyway,
we're supposed to be
I went to
wrapping
the
this shit up, right?
I went to the Isle of Mull, which is
We have
is it
4 minutes
Oban?
left.
Oban is the port, is it, or is that Oban
Oban,
when you get
yeah,
to the
yeah.
Isle of Mull? I can't remember.
Yeah.
But anyway, I went there with air cadets on a camp. Fucking midges everywhere, but weather was amazing, bizarrely, for Scotland, because it's usually supposed to rain there the entire time, like 24/7, 365, isn't it? But the week we were there,
Did you
fucking
just say
glorious.
25/7?
24/7, 365. That's what I said. Honestly, you're making
Right.
this day feel like it has got 25 hours in it if you carry on.
Come on, get your story over with, Grandpa.
Anyway, that's what it was. It was lovely weather, and it really is quite spectacular scenery wise. Where there's just
Yeah.
nothing, no civilization. It is Scotland after all.
I think the people in Oban would disagree.
Well,
to,
I wasn't in
there's
Oban. I went to the Isle of Mull, which was like nothing.
Very
Anyway, I
nice.
don't think
All
Oban's
right.
particularly big.
No, it's not.
So lots of hills and fields and
It's
green.
great distillery.
Drinkflation. Let's go.
Thanks, guys.
See you later then.
See ya. Bye.